Well, CB1, what do you say we go 3 here? Let's go to the third set.
Let's get to know Mark a little bit better in detail.
We'll go, detail, character development.
Right.
Mark, brace yourself. You may have to put the seatbelts on and have a seat for this one. It's going to be fun.
Right. Yeah,
Good ride.
I'll try my best, guys. Cheers.
I just wanted to know if Andy knew that Mark was such a fan. Andy Murray, what do you think?
It's great. Mark is a inspiration to us all here in Scotland, and my mom's a big fan, and you can tell from my voice I'm chuffed to bits to be on the phone with the guy.
Andy Murray gets a hard time, but the guy is a genius. He's a very, very funny guy. Whenever he's on television, he appears on quite a lot of programs in this country, and he's a very, very funny guy. He was very misunderstood. He was a youngster sort of style to begin with, and maybe made some mistakes, but he is a very, very talented and funny guy sort of style, and he laughs at himself as well, which is a trait of the Scots.
It's wonderful.
Seriously.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan. I normally am a fan of the Roger or McEnroe, Becker, Edberg, Pete Sampras style. So Murray may not have ticked every box for me, but wow, he plays with touch and power and feel. And like you said, he's made some mistakes here and there, but there are 50 reasons why he's one of my top 5 favorites. Brilliant, funny guy.
Very excellent player.
Yeah, remarkable.
Couldn't pass up on that, Mark.
Yeah,
so thanks for going along with that. All right, Mark. Question 1. What do you like to do in your spare time besides 3030?
My dog.
You don't have any spare time. Sleep, maybe. Right?
We have a family dog. We have a family dog. I've always liked to have animals around. My 3 children have grown up having dogs and cats and rabbits and so on. So at the moment, we have a family dog. She's actually 18 years old.
Okay.
She is a remarkable age. She was a collie cross. We got her. She was a rescue dog. We got her at 6 months. She was in a heck of a way. She'd been maltreated and so on. But my wife took her in and looked after her. She has been fantastic for the kids to grow up with. And we walk the dog. She doesn't walk as far as she used to now, but we walk her daily, basically, get out and get some fresh air and so on. So the dog is probably that's my biggest care. I love walking. Music. I'm a big music listener. I haven't been playing as much sport in the last 6 months, obviously, with the pandemic. The local sports centres have been closed down and are still shut down, so I'm missing that. I did start back playing a wee bit of tennis, but the old blaze courts have gone from the local club. They have put down an artificial grass. And it's not a surface I was ever very keen on, and it's not quite so good for the old body to move around on, and it's not the same game playing tennis on the artificial grass. If there's any moisture in the grass, the balls pick up the moisture, the balls become enormous. It's just a different game, so I haven't enjoyed playing on that surface as much. It's mainly touch tennis that I enjoy, and obviously using the 30-30. So I play it twice a week, and we get a good sweat and a good run around there, and just my family's important to me. I have 3 grown-up kids now. Spend a lot of time still in touch with them and keeping check they're behaving and working hard, basically. So a very family task. My parents are in the mid-80s, so we visit them regularly. They live just 10 minutes walk around the corner, basically. So that's my spare time. I must admit, in the last 3 years, the project of 3030 has taken up most of my spare time. I really do think I've got an idea here that can help tennis, and I believe it works. And just keep pushing on with that, and I appreciate guys like you giving me the opportunity as a tennis nobody to come in and
What's your favorite holiday? What's Mark's favorite holiday?
Oh my goodness! Well, our silver wedding was 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Yeah. This summer we will be married, or next summer we'll be married 29 years. So we took a Caribbean cruise, with a 14-day Caribbean cruise and that was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. While the children were growing up, we didn't get many holidays. We both had reasonable jobs. We didn't have a lot of money to take the kids away on holidays, so we tended to do local holidays. But since they've grown up now and we've got them off our hands, we've had a bit more of a chance to do a bit of travelling. And yeah, we had a fantastic fortnight on a cruise ship. I forgot about the Sailfield, but it was down in the Caribbean, which was fantastic. Really, yeah. So, yeah, I would do that time. We would love to do that again. The pina coladas were fantastic. I would do that just for the pina coladas.
What's your favorite season? Summer, fall, winter, spring? What's your favorite season?
In Scotland, we're very fortunate. All four are fantastic. I like the four seasons. They're not as distinct as they used to be. When I was a boy, the summers were a lot hotter, the winters were a lot colder, and there was a distinct spring and a distinct autumn. They're all a bit more merged into each other, but we still do have four different seasons. And where we are on the east coast of Scotland, we have a pretty good climate. It's not too wet. The west coast of Scotland tends to be a bit wetter, so we're very lucky. So I wouldn't say I have a favourite season. I like the summer. I like the winter just as much as the summer. Okay, the winter months is darker, the days are shorter, but I still like the cold weather. It makes you look forward to the next season, basically. So, I don't have a favourite. No, just every day is the same. Just look forward to the next day.
Sunrise, sunset. Do you like to get up early or do you like to stay up late?
I'm not so good in the mornings. I'm not so good in the mornings. It's a bit of a drag to get out of bed. So, I would say sunset. Yeah, sunrise. When I'm on holiday, I tend to take advantage and spend a few extra hours in bed. That seems really, but it's just the way I am.
So, would you be a mountains guy or a beach guy? Do you like to go to the beach, or would you rather be in the mountains?
Yeah, we've obviously been on a number of beaches in the last few years, but I must admit, in Scotland, just locally to the Angus Glens, where there are some really nice hill walking. My dad is still an enthusiast and does a lot of hill walking. So I like the Angus Hills, the nice walking, you take the dog and so on. So I would probably choose the hills, to be honest. But yeah, beaches are nice, but I'm not a big fan of lying about too much in the sun. The sun causes a lot of damage to the skin over the years. Sure. And as I've got old, I used to be a bit of a sun worshipper, but just with experience and so on, I tend to obviously cover up with factor 50 and cover up or even stay in the shade these days. And just getting old and trying to be wise as well. You just never know when sunburn's going to come back to bite you. It's great at the time, you're a nice tan colour, you feel healthy and so on, but 20, 30, 40 years' time, you've no idea what that sun could potentially done to your skin, and it's not a nice thought. My father's been through that. In his day, he did a lot of hill walking, no caps on, bald head, and so on, and it's come back to bite him. So you try and learn from things, and you don't want to go through the same. So I enjoy the sun, I enjoy the beaches, but definitely cover up.
Probably a little hill walking. It's a good answer. Hey, okay, next question.
We have beautiful hills here in Scotland. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures. I've never been to Scotland, but they look really nice, really nice. Kind of like maybe our hill country down in Austin. Nice rolling hills, lots of grass. Maybe not like Colorado or Utah. Not big peaks, but just really nice country.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so we've got next question. So you're having a dinner party, and besides AJ and I, we know we'd be invited to your soiree or dinner party. Who four people that you would like to invite? It can be anybody from history. It could be back in time. It could be current. Who would the people be that you might want to sit down to dinner with and kind of have a conversation with?
Yeah, good question, Dave. I think the number one would be, I grew up as a teenager when he was winning Wimbledon. Beyond Borg was my idol. I tried to model myself on him, whether it was good or bad, but he was the ice-cool Borg that never showed any emotion and so on the court. And yeah, when he first won Wimbledon in 1976, he beat Nastasi. It was the first time he went on to win it for 5 consecutive years. At that time, he was also winning the French Open, which was an amazing feat because there was only 2 weeks between the final of the French and the start of Wimbledon. There was only a 2-week break, and he managed to win on both the clay and on the grass. And it was proper grass in these days.
Right.
It's not the grass, hard grass that's played on nowadays. It's a significantly different game back in the 70s on grass. And yeah, no, Bjorn Borg would be my number one. I know he went on to have problems in later life and so on, and it really was down to holding in his emotions and so on. But I did try and model myself on him. He caught me at my right age. I was a young teenager. So yeah, no, I would love to sit down with Borg and speak about his matches with McEnroe and so on. It's so sad looking back now that he left the game at such an early age. He could have gone on and had a tremendously longer rivalry with John McEnroe, which would have been a legend stuff sort of style. But that's what happened back in these days. He just decided he'd had enough basically. So sorry to see that. So yeah, he was my number one.
Yep.
Number two has to be Andy Murray. Andy Murray is a legend here in Scotland. Everyone loves him. We were getting a bit of work done in our front garden, and we were looking for a statue or something to put in the front garden, and I kidded my wife on that I wanted a statue of Andy Murray with the tennis cup of Wimbledon and the tennis racket, but she outvoted me, and that didn't happen. But Andy Murray is absolute legend and for tennis in Scotland. His brother shouldn't be forgotten as well. To reach number one in the doubles is a tremendous achievement as well. Right. So yeah, Andy Murray would have to be at the beginner. Not just for the tennis chat, it's his humour is second to none. He has a fantastic sense of humour. I think he's quite, he'll take the mickey out of people and so on. He quite likes that, but I think he takes it as well. You know, he would certainly be good fun, absolutely. Speaking about winning Wimbledon is unbelievable.
Yeah, they got Borg and Murray. Now, it could be. It doesn't have to be tennis people. It can be anybody, from history, or it could be Henry VIII.
There's one guy in football that I have tremendous respect for. In soccer, you know Manchester United, massive club in England. The manager there for 25 years was the Scotsman. He's a Sir, and I like Sir Andy Murray. It's Sir Alex Ferguson.
Sure.
He's a Scotsman. He was the most incredible manager that I think I've ever known. Basically, he managed the club in Aberdeen to begin with and won some European silverware with Aberdeen. Then, got down to Manchester, and what he's done with them over 25 years will never be matched, sort of style. But no, I quite like reading the odd autobiography, and I remember reading a bit that he basically treated everyone in the club, right from the cleaner to the doors people to the players and so on. He made sure he knew everyone's name, he knew their family, he knew what they were doing and so on. And he treated everyone the same, equally almost, sort of style. I think that's a fantastic thing to have done, and I must admit, it's something I try and do. If I meet people, it doesn't matter what position they are in a company that I work in and so on. We're all working towards the same goal, and we're all equal. And you try and get to know them as well as possible. So Alex Ferguson, absolutely fantastic, a fantastic guy.
Anybody else? Is there a fourth person, or we'll leave it at that?
Well, I better have a girl in there. Steffi Graf.
Oh, Steffi Graf, yeah, sure. Yeah,
Steffi Graf in the 80s. Yeah, she was a fantastic player to watch. I loved her forehand and her movement. She was one of the most athletic tennis players that I remember from that era. Navratilova and Everett and so on. But Graf was just different. The way she moved and so on. I must admit, a lot of times she won the golden Grand Slam. She won the Olympics plus the 4 Grand Slams.
Right, 1998.
Would you invite Andre with her? Does Andre get to come? I said, does Andre, her husband, get to come, or just Steffi?
No, she would just come on her own, I'm afraid. I would see some guy as well, but no, I would tell her to leave him behind for that evening.
Yeah. All right. Here's some tennis questions at you. We're going to throw at you. Indoor tennis or outdoor tennis? I know you get to play a lot of indoor activities in Scotland, but do you enjoy indoor tennis more or outdoor tennis more?
Yeah, the facilities in Scotland that are indoor, but I've never played a lot indoor. And any time I did, I was never a big fan of the surface. You know, I spent 30, 40 years playing on the blaze courts and or the clay courts, and I just didn't enjoy it. The surface was too quick. It was just different, and it really didn't suit my game. I was probably a pretty defensive player, just got everything back and tried to minimise mistakes. I was never that keen on indoor. I remember as a child, they used to take some of the better players down to the west coast of Scotland to a small town called Largs, and they had an indoor training facility there, and the courts there were wooden. It was a shiny wood, and I remember knocking up or hitting a ball on this, and it was just lightning quick. It was absolutely crazy, and I think probably that experience put me off indoor tennis for life. I know the surfaces are increased and improved and so on, but no, definitely outdoor, out in the fresh air is far better than on indoor tennis.
Well, good answer. What's your favorite tournament? It could be the Scottish Open. It could be Wimbledon. It could be the U.S. Open. I mean, a French Open coming up. Is there a favorite tournament that you have?
Yeah, I've always liked the French. I think the clay court tennis produces a better match. The tennis in the 70s and so on, when it was played on the grass of Wimbledon with the wooden rackets, it was good because the rallies were lengthy, there was a lot of touch and a lot of variety and so on, but I sort of went off Wimbledon a bit when the big serving came in, the shorter rallies. It wasn't so much fun. And just the clay court of the French, it's somewhere I want to go. I've been to Wimbledon. I went to Wimbledon as a student, probably for about 10 years in a row. We got tickets to the local pub and so on. And the atmosphere and that was fantastic. But I've never been to any of the other majors. And it's on my bucket list to do the French, the US, and also Melbourne as well, obviously. But yeah, I enjoy the tennis played on the clay, to be honest with you. You have to work it out a wee bit more. There's not so much service domination. I personally think service domination has spoilt tennis a wee bit. I don't like seeing points being won just by hitting an unreturnable serve. I actually have a wee theory about that. Over the years, John McEnroe, amongst others, have been thinking of ways to probably try and improve the spectacle of tennis. They spoke about going back to wooden rackets, which is a no-no, really. You can't go back and do that. They spoke about making the service box shorter. They spoke about playing about with the compression pressure of the ball, changing the height of the net. But they've all not really taken off, but it's all been really thought about to try and reduce service domination. But I thought about it just a few weeks ago. You know, you've got the baseline where you currently serve from. If you had a line that's parallel to that, maybe called a serving line, that was, for example, maybe 1 metre or 500 millimetres behind that, the normal baseline, it'd be very interesting to see how powerfully you could still serve if you were serving behind the serving line. I think it would take enough off the serve that the receiver would have a far better chance of getting into a rally sort of stuff. And it would be a very simple change. It would just be an additional line. It could be a different colour or whatever, but you would serve from behind that line and then you would be back on the baseline, or you could still serve and volley.
They've never done this in ATP, WTA, or Grand Slam events, but I do recall some great pictures and a story of a bit of a conspiracy in the old barnstorming days of amateur tennis and then pro tennis, where Pancho Gonzalez was beating everybody with his serve, and they put a line back there, and I think it was almost exactly what you mentioned, 1 meter, or it was probably 3 feet, so 1 yard, which is just under a meter, back there. Would you believe Pancho Gonzalez still beat everybody up?
Yep.
I'd like to see a trial or an experiment done on that. You know, stick John Isner there a metre behind, and what happens? Can the receiver get his serve more times than he's getting just now? Just to make it that it's not just a single hit of the ball to win a point.
Right, couple, yeah.
All right, last 2 questions.
Okay.
We got the last 2. Here we go, Mark. All right.
Okay.
What sport? If you wouldn't have played tennis, what sport would you have been playing? you think?
There's no doubt that even squash. Squash, I was again very lucky that I was quite a talented squash player. It's a toss-up of whether I was better at squash or tennis. It was a difficult one, but I played squash again to a fairly high level and thoroughly enjoyed the game. Squash rackets, it's a bit like, it's not the same as racquetball, but squash will be played in the States, but the guy that was around was a Pakistan gentleman called Jahangir Khan. He was my idol in sports at that time. He won multiple world championships. He actually went 555 matches without losing. I think it's the longest winning streak in sport.
That's better than Mike Tyson and Novak Djokovic.
And Rafael Nadal, the French.
No, he was totally dominant. I used to go down to London, to Wembley, see the Open, the British Open, which was effectively the World Championships. And the boy was incredible. To go 555 matches, it was probably over 4 or 5 years, unbeaten, when there was a lot of good players around. He has his autobiography, I booked out, and it's called 555. It relates to his 555
He probably gave that match away. He probably just gave that match away because, like, hey, 555, that's good. Too good, man.
Never be broken.
Unbelievable. I don't think anyone will ever reach that in squash anywhere. In tennis, that's impossible. You're going to meet someone, you're going to have a bad day, surely. He never had a bad day. It's an incredible consistency.
Right, last question. Right, here it is. Right, I have an idea who this might be, but who's your favorite tennis player now, or back ever?
It really does go back to my youth. Beyond board, I think, really was the fact that he won 5 Wimbledons in a row at that time, whilst also competing at the French. I think that's an amazing feat that no one has the chance to do that anymore, because the grass was different. The grass at Wimbledon these days is more like a hard court and so on. So the transition from the clay in Paris to the grass in London is significantly harder to do back in the 70s than it is to do now, basically. So, it has to be my man, Mr. Borg, Bjorn Borg, is absolute legend.
Yeah, wonderful.
I know Andy Murray might not be happy at that, but if Andy Murray had done 5 Wimbledons and 5 French Opens back-to-back, I would have definitely selected him, but he's done fantastically well, but nowhere near what Bjorn Borg did.
Yeah. Well, Mark, before we close, tell the listeners where they can find any information about 3030. Is there a website? Is there an email address, phone number, whatever you want to give out contact info-wise?
Yep.
Where can they find you?
Instagram, your social media.
Tell us where we can find you.
The website's probably the best place to find all the information. The 3030 is written the same way as 2020. In cricket, the 2020, the first 20 is in letters, so TWENTY, and then the second 20 is 20, it's in digits. Right. The 3030 is THIRTY followed by 30. If you Google 3030, there's a lot up there now about people who have tried it and so on. And it would eventually take you to the website. It's www.3030tennis.com.
And if anybody misses that on this broadcast,
I'll put that link when I send it out.
It's on our Instagram already, and it's on our Facebook.
Excellent,
as well. So thank you, Craig. Yeah.
So on the website, there's a contact us facility and so on. There's a lot of information about testimonials and various other things basically to do with it. So that would be the best place to find it. Yeah, if people want to try it, it'd be great. And it's important that they try and let me know what they think about it, because as I've said, I'm trying to build this case based on feedback to go back to the ITF to say, look, we've done this.
Yeah.
Would it be possible for you guys now to get involved and trial it to take to the next stage?
Yeah. It's been a pleasure.
It really works. Simple. It's very simple.
Yes, very simple.
I've always been a believer. Simple is best.
Well, Mark, you've been a charming, charming guest and a lot of fun to get to know over the past hour and a quarter.
Right, we know that it's late over there.
Yeah,
in
it's
Scotland.
11:15 p.m. British summer time.
Right, and I'm sure that it's probably time to move on, so that way you have other things going in the morning. So we certainly appreciate your time, and we'll be back in touch with you at some point, and maybe have you as a return guest.
Yes, Mark, keep in touch with us. You've been a lot of fun to get to know. Thank you.
Well, will do, guys. Thanks very much for that. I look forward to seeing it posted online. Fantastic.
Yes,
absolutely.
And good luck with 3030. And I'm going to try the format out here at my club, and we'll let you know how it goes. How's that?
Fantastic. I appreciate that, guys. Thanks very much.
Okay, Mark.
Cheers, Mark. Thanks.
See you later.
Cheers. Good night.
Very nice. Okay, everybody. Before I do the dismount, that was very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice, Earl.
Sweet, charming guy.
Yes, Mark was a really nice guest, and we really enjoyed having him. We spent about an hour and 15 right now going with Mark. So thanks for listening to Season 1, Episode 59 of At the Net Podcast.